Where do I even begin? Being a college student, I'm not doing the best financially. So, considering it's the jolly season, I got a job as a mall Santa. I've done this for a couple of years, and honestly, I love it even though it barely pays enough to buy beer. But the acting and the voice imitation make me feel like a kid again. God, do I miss when my parents used to take me Christmas shopping. We'd rent a few movies, buy new toys, grab some food, and come home to play with my cousins. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. This happened on Friday night. The mall I worked at was crowded, mostly with parents and little kids lining up to tell Santa their wishes. I spoke to one kid after another. Some had demanding requests like gaming consoles or expensive clothing. Others had simpler, cuter wishes like a dog or a cat. And some had wishes that almost made me cry. One kid asked me to make his mom love him again. Another asked me to wake his dad up from a coma. Those always stick with me. Now, I was almost about to close up when a couple approached and asked if I could spare a few more minutes for their son. Being the kind-hearted person I am, I said, "Sure," and pulled the red rope near the chair to signal that I was still open. The boy looked troubled, to say the least. It was one of those moments when you just know something isn't right with a kid. He was well-dressed, well-mannered, and looked to be about 9 years old. His parents, on the other hand, seemed warm and welcoming. The dad looked like he worked in construction, judging by the bruises and calluses on his hands. The mom mentioned she was an elementary school teacher. I picked the boy up and placed him on my lap. I went into the usual routine, saying, "Ho, ho, ho, what's your name, little man?" He just stared at me with malice in his eyes, then grinned through his teeth. I waited for a moment before deciding to wrap it up as quickly as possible as the kid was giving me the creeps. "A quiet kid? Have you been a good boy this year?" He leaned in close to my ear, making sure to purposely bump me with his leg. "No, I wasn't." "Really? What did you do?" I asked in my best Santa voice, unaware of how disturbing the answer would be. "Mom won't see her cat anymore," he giggled into my ear. "What?" I was dumbfounded and accidentally broke character. "Let's just say, Mr. Twinkles is missing his winter jacket." He started tugging on my real beard. Angry and fuming, I whispered back, "Okay, kid, what do you want so I can get out of here?" He pressed his mouth to my ear. "I want freedom. I want my boring parents dead. Can you kill them for me?" "Okay, no." I tried to shove him off my lap. As I did, I felt a sharp pain in my thigh before he darted off toward his parents. When I placed my hand there, I noticed a few drops of blood. "He stabbed me with something," I yelled at the parents. His dad went furious and pulled him hard on the arm, while his mother pleaded for him to go easy on the kid. Thankfully, the police arrived within a couple of minutes, since they were already stationed in the mall due to the holidays. What scared me almost as much as the dirty needle was what they found afterward. I didn't even know they searched children. Inside a small, makeshift pouch sewn into his jacket was a greenish cat collar. It was stiff, brittle, and darkened in places, like it had been soaked in something a long time ago. The parents looked just as shocked as I felt. They swore they had no idea where it came from. The kid only smiled when the officers held it up, rocking back and forth like he was proud of himself. The police rolled the cameras and saw him wandering off from his parents and taking too much of an interest in the rat poison on one of the shelves. I decided not to press charges. The parents were normal people, and they kept apologizing until their voices cracked. Later that night, I checked the wound again. It stings and it's getting warm to the touch. Still, I couldn't stop thinking about what he said, about freedom and his parents. I'm waiting on my lab results. I hope I'm clean, but I have my doubts.